Hey there, it's Sarah. Have you ever wondered if she's secretly attracted to you but just too shy to show it? Today we're diving into the world of hidden desires and silent signals. We'll explore the subtle, often overlooked signs that she's really into you. From the way she talks to the small gestures that might go unnoticed, I'll guide you through these telltale hints. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped to read between the lines and understand her secret attraction. Before we dive in, if you're ready to change the way you date, why not start with a free 60-minute strategy call with one of our experts? You'll find the link in the description or pinned comment. 1. Seeking out your company. First up, let's talk about one of the most obvious signs that someone is secretly attracted to you. They go out of their way to be around you, even when they don't have a specific reason or invitation. Picture this. You're at a party or a social event, and you notice that a certain someone always seems to be nearby. Maybe they're not necessarily talking to you the whole time, but they're always within earshot or eye line, like they just want to be in your presence. Or maybe you've noticed that a coworker or classmate has started showing up in places where you normally hang out, even if they've never expressed an interest in those spots before. It's like they're trying to accidentally run into you and create more opportunities for interaction. When someone is consistently seeking out your company, it's a pretty clear sign that they enjoy being around you and want to spend more time with you. And while that doesn't necessarily mean they're head over heels in love, it does suggest that there's some kind of attraction or interest there. Of course, it's important to consider the context and the person's overall behavior. If they're just a naturally friendly or outgoing person, they might seek out everyone's company, not just yours. But if you notice that they're going out of their way to be around you specifically, it's definitely worth paying attention to. 2. Her friend's behavior. Next up, let's talk about a sign of attraction that's a little more subtle, but can be just as telling: the way her friends act around you. You see, when a girl is into a guy, she'll often talk about him to her friends. And while she might try to play it cool and keep her feelings on the down low, her friends might not be quite so subtle. For example, let's say you're hanging out with a group of people and you notice that a certain girl's friends keep giggling or whispering whenever you're around. They might even make little comments or jokes that seem to be hinting at something, like, "Oh, I bet he'd be great at that," or "I can totally see why you like him." Or maybe you've noticed that her friends seem to go out of their way to include you in conversations or invite you to hang out with the group. It's like they're trying to facilitate more interactions between you and their friend because they know there's some kind of spark there. When a girl's friends are acting differently around you, it can be a sign that they know something you don't. They might have inside information about her feelings for you, or they might just be picking up on the chemistry between you two. Either way, it's definitely a clue worth paying attention to. 3. Adjusting her appearance. All right, guys, let's talk about a sign of attraction that's all about the little things. The way she adjusts her appearance when you're around. Picture this. You're hanging out with a girl you like, and you notice that she keeps fiddling with her hair or checking her reflection in her phone. Maybe she's reapplying her lipstick or adjusting her outfit, even though she looks perfectly put together already. Or maybe you've noticed that she always seems to be a little more dressed up or made up when she knows she'll be seeing you. It's like she's putting in that extra effort to look her best, because she wants to make a good impression on you. When someone is attracted to you, they often become more self-conscious about their appearance. They want to look and feel their best around you because they care about what you think of them. And while some people might be naturally fastidious about their looks, if you notice that someone is paying extra attention to their appearance only when you're around, it could be a sign that they're trying to catch your eye. Of course, it's important not to read too much into every little gesture or outfit change. Some people just like to look good for their own sake, regardless of who they're around. But if you consistently notice that someone is adjusting their appearance more when you're nearby, it's definitely a clue worth considering. 4. Her reaction to your touch. Next up, let's talk about a sign of attraction that's all about the physical, the way she reacts to your touch. Now, I'm not talking about anything inappropriate or non-consensual here. I'm talking about those little moments of casual physical contact that happen naturally in social settings. Things like brushing past each other in a crowded room, or touching someone's arm to get their attention. When you touch someone who's attracted to you, even in a small or innocuous way, you might notice that they react a little differently than they would to someone else's touch. They might lean into the contact slightly, or linger a moment longer than necessary. They might even get a little flushed or flustered, like the touch has sent a little jolt of electricity through their body. On the other hand, if someone isn't attracted to you, they might react to your touch in a more neutral or even negative way. They might pull away slightly, or seem uncomfortable or annoyed by the contact. Of course, it's important to remember that everyone has different comfort levels when it comes to physical touch. Some people are just naturally more touchy-feely than others, while some people prefer to maintain more physical distance. So don't automatically assume that someone is into you just because they don't recoil from your touch. But if you notice that someone consistently reacts positively to your physical contact, it could be a sign that they're feeling the spark. Loving the tips we're sharing? If you're ready to dive even deeper, our free strategy call offers a fantastic opportunity to work one-on-one with an expert coach. This isn't just about meeting women. It's about understanding the dynamics of dating, enhancing your interpersonal skills, and building confidence that goes beyond just the dating scene. Reserve your spot today through the link in the pinned comment and start your journey towards successful and confident dating. 5. Jealousy over other women. All right, guys. Let's talk about a sign of attraction that can be a little tricky to navigate: jealousy over other women. Now, I want to be clear here. Jealousy is not always a healthy or flattering trait, and I'm not suggesting that you should try to make someone jealous on purpose, or that you should take jealousy as a compliment. But the fact is, when someone is attracted to you, they might start to feel a little possessive or territorial when they see you interacting with other potential romantic partners. For example, let's say you're talking to a girl you like, and you mention a female friend or coworker in passing. If the girl is attracted to you, she might get a little quiet or change the subject abruptly. She might even make a slightly snide comment like, "Oh, she sounds pretty," in a tone that suggests she's not actually thrilled about it. Or maybe you're out with a group of friends, and you notice that a certain girl seems to be keeping a close eye on your interactions with other women. She might glance over at you frequently, or even try to insert herself into the conversation if she feels like you're paying too much attention to someone else. Again, it's important to take this kind of behavior with a grain of salt. Jealousy is not always an indicator of genuine attraction, and it can sometimes be a red flag for deeper insecurities or control issues. But if you notice that someone consistently gets a little green-eyed when you're around other women, it might be a sign that they're feeling more than just friendly towards you. 6. Standing close to you in groups. Next up, let's talk about a sign of attraction that's all about proximity, the way she positions herself in group settings. When we're attracted to someone, we often subconsciously try to be close to them, even when there are other people around. It's like our bodies are magnetically drawn to the object of our affection, and we can't help but gravitate towards them. For example, let's say you're at a party or a group hangout, and you notice that a certain girl always seems to be standing or sitting near you. Even if there are plenty of other people around, she'll find a way to position herself so that she's close to your orbit. Or maybe you're in a meeting or a class and you notice that she tends to choose a seat that's close to yours, even if there are other options available. It's like she wants to be within arm's reach of you, even if she's not necessarily interacting with you directly. Of course, this kind of behavior could just be a coincidence or a matter of personal preference. Some people are just naturally more comfortable being in close physical proximity to others. But if you notice that someone consistently chooses to be near you in group settings, it could be a subtle sign that they're drawn to you in a special way. 7. Initiating physical contact under pretexts. All right, guys, let's talk about a sign of attraction that's a little more proactive: initiating physical contact under the guise of something else. When someone is attracted to you but isn't quite ready to make a bold move, they might look for little excuses or pretexts to touch you in a way that seems innocent or accidental. It's like they're testing the waters and trying to gauge your reaction to their physical contact. For example, let's say you're talking to a girl, and she notices a piece of lint on your shirt. She might reach out and brush it off for you, lingering just a moment longer than necessary. Or maybe she'll touch your arm or shoulder to emphasize a point in conversation, even though the touch isn't strictly necessary. These kinds of accidental touches can be a way for someone to establish physical intimacy without being too overt about their intentions. They're planting little seeds of contact that can grow into something more if the attraction is mutual. So now that you know how to spot those hidden signs of attraction, what's next for you? Discover the signs she thinks you're sexually attractive, or learn how to spot when she's flirting. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.